This video won't be too long because there really isn't too much to talk about, but have you ever been on your business side of Instagram or TikTok or YouTube and people say, make sure you stay within your niche, and you don't know what a niche is? Yeah, that was me. I actually had to physically do a lot of research on niches. So today I'm going to do a quick video telling you guys what a niche is and how you can find your niche. Okay, so first of all, when it comes to social media and marketing, your niche is basically your category. So you could be in the business niche, like you do motivational stuff. You can be in the health niche where you post workouts or healthy meals. You can be in the food niche or the baking niche where you post about food or baking and you do that process and you review food. You can be in the book niche where you talk about books or you read books. That is a niche. You can be in the art niche where you explore art or you make art and you do stuff. You could be in the vlogging or travel niche where you travel, you vlog. That is basically your niche, your category. So the first thing first when you're making your business is to figure out what your niche is or what kind of content you want to make. If you have multiple types of niches, try and make at least a top 3. So let's say you do book videos, you do art videos, and then you do travel videos. Make sure those are your top 3 niches. And then if you do more stuff oh, I like to do food videos. What did I already say that? Food, whatever. You like to do food videos or music videos, stuff like that where you review music. Make sure that when you're doing that, you allow your audience to know, okay, this is some stuff I'm doing on the side, but my main 3 is this. Now, if you only have one niche, that's amazing because we're going to talk about specific niches in a second. But if you have multiple niches, try and narrow it down to a top 3. And then if you have more niches than just that 3, make sure you allow your audience to know, okay, these 3 types of content you're expecting to see from me, but you're also going to get me reacting to music sometimes. You're also going to get me doing little sit down and talks with you guys. You're also going to get this, and you're also going to get that, and you're also going to get all of this and that. Make sure you're specific with your audience so they know what they're getting into beforehand. Now let's talk about specific niches. What is a specific niche? Okay, so a specific niche, for example, I am a YA clean fantasy author. I wrote this book right here. So what I do when I do hashtags for my video, which niches also have to do with hashtags. Whatever your niche is, you want to make sure that you're hashtagging. I have my niche, which is the author niche, the writing niche, but there are also specific niches within, I know I keep saying niche, but there are also specific niches within the niche. Okay, so with writing, you could just put books, hashtag writing, hashtag this. But if I want to be more specific to reach my exact specific audience, I'll put hashtag fantasy book, hashtag fantasy author, hashtag indie author, hashtag author indie, hashtag book signing, hashtag, I'm trying to think, if you read or review romance books, or if you're writing a romance book, you put hashtag romance book. If you do dystopian, hashtag dystopian book, hashtag nonfiction book, hashtag memoir book. You want to be specific. If you're doing art, you can be hashtag reviewing art, hashtag making art, hashtag digital art, hashtag painting art, hashtag drawing, stuff that's more specific so that way people who want a specific type of content know which hashtags to click, because hashtags usually don't get you out there. The purpose of hashtags is that when people go into people's descriptions and bios and they're like, oh, I really like this aspect of the video, they click that hashtag and your video comes up under that hashtag. So you want to make sure that your video has a specific hashtag that makes sense. So if you're doing digital art and you're just putting art, you put hashtag art, it's gonna be so broad and you're not gonna be found as easily. Now I would say still put art as a hashtag, but put more so that way there's more specifics and you reach a larger audience. If you just put hashtag art, you're going to get it very broad. It's going to be very hard for these people to find the fact that you're a digital artist. If you put hashtag digital art, people click that and your video is in digital art. They know that your content is the content for them and you're not just making hashtag art. If you're doing food videos, you could do hashtag reviewing food, because some people just like to watch the reviewing part of the food video. But hashtag reviewing food. If you're making food, but hashtag making food. If you're making whatever, or you could if you're making a specific meal, you could be hashtag making tacos, hashtag taco recipe. If you are making a cheeseburger, hashtag sliders recipe, hashtag burger recipe. Make sure it's specific so you can find the target audience. If you are if you are making food, or if you're baking, you could be hashtag making a tiramisu, hashtag baking a cake, hashtag baking cookies, hashtag making brownies, hashtag anything that is much more specific. That is how you reach your target audience. Now, obviously, you guys, this video would not be long. I just want to do a quick video to kind of explain what a niche is, because nobody really talks about it. They just expect you to know when you make a video trying to grow your business for the first time ever. Make sure you're posting your niche and you're doing a specific niche. And I'm like, girl, nobody knows what a niche is. Like, I was trying to grow my business for the first time and I saw it and it was like, make sure you do your niche. And I'm like, was there a tutorial on what a niche is? Because I have no clue. I was never taught. Nobody told me what a niche was. I'm supposed to automatically assume and know what a niche is. And honestly, that is not fair to you. So with that being said, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. May I kisses. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, notifications, so you guys never have the video. And I have 2 Instagrams, one for my book Instagram. I think I'm gonna put the book up. One for my book. But you guys are watching a video under Pink Rocket, which is my public relations company where we do marketing and we do a lot of business related stuff. So follow the Instagram down below as well so you guys can help me. I have an Etsy down below. You guys can buy pre-made thumbnails for YouTube channels. And I also have a Depop where I'm just selling old stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. May I kisses. My name is Bye.